Alright, so I changed oil here on the lawnmower for getting it ready here for the summer season. Took the blower off, pulled all the PTO shafts off, and I'm going to dump the oil. So to do that, this is kind of a do it, or not a how to, but more how I, again, change oil. Liquid cooled Kawasaki engine. The last time I did the change, I got a John Deere filter. Today I just got a Fram equivalent because John Deere filters are so expensive, and it's basically, the filter is a filter. I wrote 8 hours on, so that's when I changed it, so that would have been like the first initial oil change. Now I'm at about 30 hours or so, so I'm going to change it. First thing I do is get the oil pan, your catch pan underneath on this side. So come around, this would be, I guess if it was a car on the driver's side. And then this hose here is where the oil is actually going to come out of, and it's just tucked back up in here, so you got to pull that out. And then you can see in here where that hose is connected, there's like a silver hex head on there that opens that valve to drain the pan. And let's see, actually I gotta zoom that back in again. There it is. Wow, now this camera is working good today. What I'm using on this end here is just an extension and a screwdriver type attachment to a 10mm deep well, 10mm deep socket, deep well socket. So there it is, and then you just gotta kind of finagle your way through here. I can't find it. There it is. There. So once you get it on, just give it a counterclockwise. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it with my bad hand. I just busted up my pinky here the other day. Let's see if I can hold it with the left hand and turn it. There it is. Alright, so counterclockwise in that, and you just spin it until the oil starts coming out. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can spin it and it'll eventually, it goes tight, so it means it's out all the way. And you can see the oil coming out, and then we'll come around back to this side, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to crack this open here a little bit too. There, I'll just leave that like that. Let me get some air in the system and see here, dipstick is on which side? Oh, come on you dipstick, where is it? Must be on the other side. I don't know. Yeah, it's on this side, so I'm just going to pull that out too. Leave that out. Okay, so I'll let that drain and I'll show you the next step here. It's coming out pretty slow. Alright, so I got the oil all drained. I just closed. Did I close it or leave it open? I can leave it open actually. I just put a smaller catch there now. So I'll open that back up again. So I'll leave that open, and on the filter I'm just gonna filter the same type of thing. You can see there's like a plastic catch here and a little short piece of hose. It's probably gonna end up going all over this hydraulic line or that cylinder. We'll see what happens here. So, alright, there we go. And there's not bad. Once the oil slows down, though, I'm sure it'll. Oh, yep, that's good. So you could get it all over everything. That would be great. So yeah, according to the book, if I read the directions or the specifications correctly, it takes 2 quarts. They're real vague. They do such a good job of being vague with it, or trying to write it in technical jargon so that you have to take it to the dealership to get all the services done and stuff like that, so the dealership makes more money. But that filter is really draining. So, and then besides that, actually I'm just going to do this with that. I'm just going to stick it in here. Alright, the other thing I'm going to do here is, I'll show you in a second, I'm actually going to pull this spark plug out here. There we go. The reason for that, this is aluminum head, steel spark plug, aluminum and steel, that's not a real good mix. When I do have to change spark plugs, you'll have a good chance of pulling the thread right out of that aluminum if that steel corrodes. So I'll show you what I do with that in a second. Alright, so I got the spark plug wire popped off. What I'm going to do here, everybody's all just cruising up the hill today. I'm going to use this. I don't know if this is the right, I'm assuming it should be a metric socket, but I'm using this. It's, you can't see it because of the light. It's a 13/16 Craftsman. It's got a the rubber washer in there to help protect the socket or the spark plug. So just going to push this on. And I don't know, to me it seems like it fits pretty tight. I don't think it matters if it's not a metric one. The metric one I had wouldn't fit. So, and then I'm just using this, which is 7/8 combination wrench. And then I'm just going to go counterclockwise here and loosen this without hopefully stripping anything out. Let me set the camera down here. Set it down back here, I guess. That should be good. Alright. So that's what the spark plug looks like. Get some carbon on there the way it looks. Doesn't look terrible though. So like I was saying, that's an aluminum head. Steel spark plug, you get issues with corrosion that builds up in there. So I'm going to use some of this fancy anti-seize, or I guess you call it never. I always call it never seize, I guess, either or. And I'm going to put a little bit of that on the thread so it doesn't stick. It's supposed to keep stuff from sticking or seizing. Alright, so that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna run that back in again. The other thing is too, I don't know what the spec is for the torquing this back in, but based on previous knowledge in a 73 Honda motorcycle, you don't want to go too tight because you will strip out that spark plug. Oh man, that rubber insulator, insulator, whatever you call it, is super tight. And then one other thing I've been doing too, I'm using some of this dielectric grease here. I got it all over my hand. It's good. That looks like this. Tune-up grease. I'm giving it a tune-up apparently. I'm just gonna put a little bit of that on the top of the contact there, the spark plug. Might be helpful if I could zoom it in here a little bit. Here, and then I'm just going to smear that around. Again, that keeps corrosion off and should give you a better contact with your spark plug wire. So we should be done with that part. Alright, so I'm just using some Quaker State 1030. I'm gonna attempt to pre-lube the filter here a little bit again. And get it close to the top. And I'll just leave it like that. Take a little bit of this oil out of here. Apply it to the outside of this ring. There you go, nice. And then I'm just going to let that sit a while and let that absorb into the cardboard. I think we're pretty much done dripping over here, so I could probably tighten that up. I got the oil filter mating surface there cleaned up. Can tighten this back up again. So let's see here if I can get this shot or not. I see it go around there. I'm just going to go clockwise till it's tight. Alright. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to try to pull this out. Oh, jackpot. I like that. So that deep well socket now is in my oil catch. So that socket's covered in waste oil. That's cool. Let's see here. What else? I don't know if there's anything else we need to do here now. I think I can put that filter on. Probably start dumping some oil in it. Actually, I could, well, yeah, I think that's tight, right? Yeah, let me stick that hose back in. I'll pull this dipstick out now. Alright. Alright, so all that oil I put in here is pretty much soaked into the cardboard. I'm just gonna put the filter on here and hopefully not lose any of it. Alright. That should be good. Looks like it's good. That's nice and tight. I need to go too tight because once it gets hot, that thing will be stuck on there. Alright, so next part will be putting oil. Alright, I'm not going to show you me pouring all of the oil in because that's super boring. So I'll just show you me starting a quart here. Alright, so like I said, it should take 2 quarts of 1030 is kind of what it recommends for summer, 530 for winter. I run 1030 year round because it's in a heated building. Like this winter, the coldest this building was 50 degrees, so there's no reason to run 530 in this engine because it's plenty warm, and as soon as you get the blower going, it's pretty warm. It stays hot. Alright, so I'm gonna pause it here. Alright, so let's see here, where's our oil light? Oil light's going to be the second red light on the, well, the red light that's to the right there, the other one's the park brake. So I'm going to start it up here, and that should go off after a few seconds here. There it is, it's off. Sounds like it's running pretty smooth. So, like I said, I'm getting it ready to put the deck on. I'll probably go through and catch all the grease fittings, all the grease joints here before I put the deck on, so it's a little bit easier, and then go from there.